Hey Star Warriors, Geek here, to continue analyzing the third Star Wars Episode 7 trailer. If you haven't seen the first part, please click on the link in the middle of the screen, as I'm just gonna jump right into it where I left off. This sequence of shots is fantastic. First we see the vehicle of either Kylo Ren or maybe Captain Phasma land upon Jakku. The vehicle is very reminiscent of the Imperial Shuttle, which is one of my favorite designs. Big cannons, eagle-like wings, and a villainous red-lit cockpit. Stormtroopers swarm around the tent-dwelling natives, pushing them around and burning their homes. In the background, we can see a First-Order troop transport, the same vehicle they arrived in the first trailer. Captain Phasma demands attention when on screen, looking extremely stoic, mysterious, and powerful. Kylo Ren swings down upon something in a slightly extended shot from the second trailer. This next scene has caused a lot of controversy. Who is that person that Rey's crying over? Are they dead or are they simply injured? Clearly this must be someone very close to her, so let's go over the options. Option 1 is Finn, a person who she has been traveling with for a long enough time to at least be distraught over his death. The leather jacket has the same colors as the one he wears regularly, but the one problem is the hair. It isn't anything like his, so it's safe to say that Finn can be ruled out. Another option would be Han Solo, somewhat becoming a mentor to Rey. Han's death would certainly be a terrible moment. Harrison Ford in the past has said that he would only want to do Star Wars again if Han was eventually killed off, which means that Solo's death is pretty inevitable to happen in a future film. The leather jacket here pretty much matches the one that he wears in the trailers, but I have a feeling that this isn't Harrison Ford. If anyone would be here crying over the death of Han Solo, it would be his best friend Chewbacca. Which brings us into most people's top choice, the Wookiee co-pilot. Many fans claim that the hair matches pretty well with what we can see here, but I don't agree. Chewie's hair is slicked back and lighter. This hair is scraggly and all over the place. Plus, since when has Chewbacca worn a jacket? It's possible that someone like Han or Finn could have draped their own jacket over his body, but not very likely. A fourth option would be a character that we haven't even seen in any of the trailers yet, Max von Sydow. He's rumored to be a mentor to Rey, but we'll have to see. So with those four options practically out of the way, who's left? Poe Dameron is the one who I think is laying here, whether he be dead or alive. Not only does the jacket and hair match up, but so does the side of his face. Rey and Poe could have sparked a relationship during their time knowing each other, and that's why Rey is so distraught. Either the First Order has come and killed him, most likely shooting down his ship, or this is what happened to the X-Wing pilot after they tortured him, leaving him weak and injured. Everything about this hints to Poe, making him my top pick. I love the scene of Chewie, Han, and Finn, all surrendering to some type of force. The setting is definitely at the ruins of Maz Kanata's burning castle. They all look extremely scared, which means there's probably something terrible approaching in the distance. Of course, it could also be that the First Order captured them, but that's when the Resistance fighters swoop down to save the day, resulting in them gazing off towards the lake with hope. Chewie's arm appears to be bandaged up, probably from a gunshot wound. It would be somewhat reminiscent of his hurt knee in Return of the Jedi. There's something about the costume for Chewbacca in this movie that makes him look really young when he should look really old. They did a pretty good job replicating the Clone Wars or A New Hope Chewie, but as time went on he looked older and older, even growing out his hair. Otherwise, it's a great shot. The close-up of BB-8 and Poe Dameron's X-Wing is incredible. In the background, you see an approaching fleet of TIE fighters. The battle is taking place at Starkiller Base, probably in the climax of the film. The droid actually fits pretty well into the cockpit of the fighter, reminding me quite a bit of R2-D2. I love how the wind is blowing back the antenna as well. It really creates the illusion of speed. This sequence takes place by a very small mountain, with TIE fighters and X-Wings really battling it out in an epic dogfight. In the background is a good-sized First Order loading dock. To the right of the screen, it appears that a main station of the base, possibly even the cannon itself, is at the center of the action. It has protruding platforms and artillery all over the place, which reminds me quite a bit of the Death Star, especially with the giant trench right next to it. Yes, it appears we may actually get another trench run in a Star Wars movie. I actually wouldn't mind it very much, as long as they don't spend too long zipping through the pit. Here's a quick shot of the stormtroopers loading out of the transport carriers onto the surface of Jakku, ready to terrorize some villages. They're definitely getting shot at, so the people of this planet aren't completely incompetent. Here, Rey is ferociously blasting enemies away in a mossy forest. The weapon itself is definitely a new design, light gray and pretty small. The location looks like Puzzlewood Forest, one of the most Star Wars-y looking places I've ever seen. I can't wait to see more of it in the final film. More explosions and warring going on at Maz Kanata's castle. You can see the main structure in the background crumbling away. An X-Wing swoops in over a stormtrooper and hits him right in the chest. My favorite part about this scene is that guy back there. And there's a guy on fire. How many flying stormtroopers will they have in this movie? This clip of the Millennium Falcon flying through the crashed Star Destroyer chasm is very reminiscent of the second Death Star attack. It's an awesome shot of the Falcon being chased by a TIE fighter through a giant explosion, leaving a burning trail. Here, a Star Destroyer bridge is getting completely destroyed, blasting through the windows. Glass shatters everywhere while officers start flying backwards, along with a good old-fashioned mouse droid. Outside of the sparking ship, you can see a couple of docked TIE fighters, which means the Star Destroyer is most likely inside some sort of structure. When we try to look closely at the screen here, it kind of looks like this might be some footage of what's going on outside. I can't really make out what it is, and for all I know, it might just be static. I think it's pretty safe to assume that this isn't the same Star Destroyer that Kylo Ren was on earlier. In fact, it could be an entirely different type of vehicle. Now this is a very exciting shot. We finally get to see Carrie Fisher reprising her role as Princess Leia. Whether or not she will keep the title of Princess, update to Queen, or just drop it altogether is yet to be determined. You can definitely tell that Carrie Fisher's attempts to lose some weight paid off. She actually looks pretty healthy, and the new outfit and hairstyle looks great. In the background of the scene, busy people pass by, with a couple of onlookers idling by the two heroes. These are clearly high-ranking officers in the Resistance. And do you think it's possible that maybe this is Max von Sydow? The main focus of the shot is of course Han Solo and Leia Organa embraced in an emotional hug. We finally see the two reunited on screen after 30 years. Leia is clearly distraught about something big, and Han is there to comfort her. Some may argue that it's simply them reunited after years of not seeing each other, but Leia's expression is definitely one of concern, maybe before or after a big battle. This sequence of Finn igniting his saber and confronting Kylo Ren is thrilling. We've already seen this shot in the Instagram mini-teaser. The vibrant blue color looks amazing against the dark, snowy forest, and I'm so glad that we see Luke's lightsaber once again. Finn appears to be untrained and very unsure of himself. In this shot of Kylo Ren unmasked, we learn that we will be seeing Adam Driver's face in Episode 7. It also confirms that it isn't Luke. Hopefully this stops that spreading rumor. His lightsaber looks incredible, with the unstable blade and hilted saber. I can't wait for this sure to be epic battle. I also want to talk about the great emotion in this trailer, and I don't just mean from the dialogue. I'm talking about the expressions. All of the actors are so expressive and dynamic. The visuals are outstanding, really drawing you in and convincing you of the Star Wars universe. The John Williams score is as fantastic as always, with Han and Leia's theme, the crawl music, and new mixtures of chanting, drumming, and beautiful choirs. At the very least, this trailer is definitely visually and emotionally stunning. The final dialogue goes as follows.
The Force, it's calling to you. Just let it in.
I'm guessing that this is all Maz Kanata's dialogue talking to either Rey or Finn. She is clearly a Force-sensitive being, or at least understands the way of the Jedi. The screen fades to black and finishes off the same way that they all have. By far one of the best movie trailers I've ever seen. It did nothing but raise my expectations for this film. A few things to point out are the rumors that Kylo Ren is Luke Skywalker, which I find to be ridiculous. I mean, you can see Adam Driver unmasked right there. My guess is that Mark Hamill only shows up at the very end of the film, maybe sprinkled in between a few shots here and there. Another character that was missing from the trailer was C-3PO with his new red arm. I'm a little disappointed about this, but I guess it's for the best, as he wouldn't really have fit the mood that they were going for. A few other missing characters are Max von Sydow and General Hux. Domhnall Gleeson can be seen here, but I thought he would be much more focused on in this final preview. And of course, we still have no idea who Supreme Leader Snoke is. Overall, I got pretty much everything I wanted from this trailer. I've already got my tickets for 2 different showings of the film. December 17th can't come fast enough. Subscribe to Star Geek for weekly Star Wars content. If you like the channel, please tell a friend. If you enjoyed the video, please shoot that like button at light speed. Check out my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages in the description. Click on the link to the left for my last video, part 1 of this review. You can also click on the right to watch my analysis of the Comic-Con behind-the-scenes footage. Don't forget to like the video, and comment on your own thoughts below. Until we meet again in a galaxy far, far away, this has been Star Geek. What was that, Gary? You want to join the Knights of Ren? Do you really think that's such a good idea? I mean, just think through it. There's a meeting today, and you want me to meet them. How about no? Okay, fine, but I can't stay too long. Whoa, Gary, this place is pretty shady. Just around this corner? Alright, let's see. Gah! Oh, who are you?
We are the knights who say...
Gary, I think we took a wrong turn.